How's it worse?
That's the next thing to get fixed.
You haven't
wait.
out yet.
First, let me say, what's up, everybody? Welcome to episode number 58 of the Just Too Sweet Show. I am Mr. Tim Tabala, also known as this right here, Mr. Big Daddy Cool. Next to me over here is my tag team partner, A to the Z, Eric Zan. Eric, what is going on, my friend?
Oh, we're having a heck of a time up here in upstate New York with storms, chickens, and old lady purses. It's all good.
Old lady purses?
Yeah. I mean, I had nothing else to add to it, so...
Yeah, so right now, I'm in Queens. I'm in the middle of a gigantic tornado windstorm. Eric's got tropical thunder, crazy-ass storms going through his neighborhood. And our other host, Mr. Burt, you're dealing with a very funny storm right now as the name of Elsa. So how is your weather down there so far?
It's just a lot of rain. Just rain on top of rain on top of rain. But down here we don't take it seriously unless it's a category 4 or 5. So we're fine.
That's like New York with snow. It's like, yeah, whatever. 3 feet.
I don't know.
Whatever.
I don't know.
3 feet.
What's the equivalent of a category 5 for snow up there?
Category 5. No, that would be ridiculous. That'd
be like a snow tornado.
No, right? like feet wise for snow.
Feet wise, probably like. Well, you got to remember something. Every inch of rain is 12 inches of snow. So if you got 5 inches of rain, that's 60 inches of snow.
Yes, Jana. Hi, Rainbow Horse. Rainbow Horse is making a special appearance on the show today, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello, Rainbow Horse.
You guys talk for a second. Let me share this out real quick.
Yeah, so Bert, we get nor'easters, we call them up here, like gigantic snowstorms that engulf the whole Northeast. And every area gets anywhere from 36 to 52 inches of snow. That's probably the equivalent to one of your tropical, because it's just when snow is over your car door, you can't go anywhere, and you can't do anything.
Yeah.
Businesses can't open. Sometimes power lines fail because they get weighted down. Roads are shut for days. Like that one we had in December. This has nothing to do with wrestling. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but
I asked you to babble while I shared the show out.
All right, well, I can do that. So the one we had in December actually shut everything down for 2 days because we were in a state of emergency. The highways weren't even plowed. The town roads weren't even plowed. I made it to work, because I had to go to work because I'm one of the peasants up here because if I don't work, I don't eat.
We're all peasants, Eric. It's all right.
We are, I know, but
we're all peasants, man.
We're all.
It just sucks, because it'd be nice to have some kind of contingency where you work to be like, oh, you know what? Since we live in one of the harshest climates on Earth during the 7-month winter we have, maybe we should, take it easy on these people that live 20 miles away. But no, we'll fucking make them come in on their fucking $400 fucking dollar beat up fucking Volkswagen. And I don't even know what I'm talking about. Let's get to wrestling. I hate everyone.
I would say, look, we already got Chris Summers. Legion of Doom was a great tag team. Miss Animal Hawk. You are correct, Chris. And stand by, Chris, because Chris, we are about to discuss not our list, WWE's top tag teams of all time, their top 10, and we are definitely going to argue over this top 10 because it's a little ridiculous. Mr. Raul Vasquez Jr., welcome back, my friend. Thank you for joining us. And Chris saying, nope, they don't care. You're actually right, Chris. They don't give a shit about us. They don't care. So like I said, before we get to the tag teams, I just want to say I'm wearing the hat. It is to this week is known as NWO week because back in 1996,
1996, yes, 25 years ago.
July 7th, 1996 was the night that the wrestling changed forever. Hulk Hogan betrayed WCW and became part of the NWO.
Is he the third man? Is he the third man?
Yeah,
but whose side is he on?
Don't give
whose side is he on?
That's bad. He didn't give it away.
Fucking no! Wait a minute! No. Heenan gets a pass. Fuck Tony Schiavone, all right? Here, this dickhead. He's sitting there. All of a sudden, he's like, Macho Man's getting the shit kicked out of him, and all of a sudden, he's having a stroke, and he's freaking the fuck out. Oh, Hogan's gonna say, no, he's not, Tony, and we know he's not because you fucked it up. Because he gets in the ring, what's he gonna do? It's like now everybody's at home is looking at themselves going, "Oh, Hulk's going to turn." Thanks, Shivani. You're about as good as fucking Marv Albert. Or is he good? Marv Albert.
The only one who sold it was guess who? Dusty Rhodes. He said, "Come get some of this now, boys," and that was the end of that. And you know what, Eric?
Who's bad now, boy?
I'm gonna give them a pass. Only except for Heenan. I thought Heenan was worse. I'm gonna give him a pass because I don't care who you are. No one thought Hogan was turning that night.
No, I actually didn't. I thought he was gonna. I thought it was just like a one-off with Hall and Nash. I thought they were gonna go in and come back out. And go, I really thought they were gonna be done.
You
and
can
go
call
back to WWF.
this the new world order of professional wrestling, brother.
Yeah, and I thought they were gonna go back, and I thought Hogan was gonna like resurrect WCW Southern Wrestling, and here we had the paradigm shift. So
now, all right, Hogan's promo that night. Where would you put that? Where would you put that in the top 10 promos of all time?
Top 5.
Top 5.
If nothing is ever going to be. You got to understand something. Nothing is ever going to top the Austin 316 promo. There is nothing that is ever going to not the cream of the crop. Not the Mega Powers. I mean, as much as I love all of that, that Steve Austin promo is the best promo ever. The Hogan promo might be 2 or 3 because that was really good. That was really good.
You fans, as far as I'm concerned, you fans can stick it, brother.
That's perfect.
I love it.
Oh, perfect.
Did you think? All right, so we'll say the 2 shifting moments in professional wrestling had to be that promo and Austin. Those are the 2 promos that completely changed wrestling forever.
It stopped where it was, and they paved a new road and went on that, and they kind of met years later, because we know Bischoff tried to bury Vince McMahon, and that's the worst idea in the world, but here we are.
Chris, you're saying the Rock promo. Which Rock promo?
Which Rock promo?
Rock literally has 10 to 15 that could be considered the
Rock has a
greatest
lot
of
of
all
good
time.
ones.
Rock has a lot of good ones.
Off the top of my head, the Toronto promo, the Chris Jericho promo.
Let's party.
What about the Toronto promo? That was one. And then the Chris Jericho, remember he's like, "What did you say your name was?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm Chris," and he fucking freaked the fuck out on him. It was great.
No, his promo with Hurricane. He's like, "Hello, who's this? Nothing. Oh, look, it's nothing. They know you. You're related." Like you're nothing.
Oh, you are right, Chris. I'll give you that one when he first turned. But you know what? He still wasn't The Rock yet. But that was a good promo when he finally turned heel and said, it's not a black thing, it's not a white thing, it's a respect thing. That was a really, really good promo also. Maybe we'll have to save this for a list show about the greatest promos of all time. Eric, you want to do a list of the greatest promos of all time?
You know what, Tim? Let me tell you something. I absolutely love lists. And I actually do a top 10 list on the A to Z program, which, by the way, guys, hi, honey. Is
he says hi.
What, honey? Yes. Hello, Jaina. How are you, Jaina? So anyway,
good.
She can't hear me.
She can't hear me.
I keep thinking she can hear me.
It's all right.
Oh, by the way, A to Z program, guys, is coming on tomorrow night, 7:00. Be there, be square. But anyway, I happen to love lists, and lists I think provoke and promote great conversation from either side of the point of view that's being expressed. So I would love it, Tim. You got a list going? I'm your guy.
Awesome. I'll have to start doing the promos then. I think a promo, and it'll be fun to play those promos without getting sued. But if not, we'll just do. We'll just take
15 seconds.
We won't get sued.
Seconds.
We'll just get taken down. We're not going to get sued.
We'll take instead we'll just take turns doing the promos ourselves. How fucking fun would that be?
Let's do it.
I've already done half the fucking Dusty Rhodes promo, but I changed the words a little bit. But I can still do that because I'm sure that one's going to make the top 20 or whatever the hell we do.
I got to find a Jim Cornette one. God damn you, motherfuckers!
Well, Phil Mushnick, you son of a bitch!
$10,000. You want it? It's yours.
Wait. I know. Here's the big question before we move on: is Hogan's Dungeon of Doom considered a promo? Because that might shoot right to the top for me. There are no Hulkamaniacs here.
Oh God!
Is that a promo? No, that's not really a promo though.
Oh
You
my
know,
God.
the Muppets on Sesame Street, like back in the '70s, acted better than he did. Like that was whoever was, you know what I mean? Like when Muppets were in their infancy, like it's like, oh hello, like fucking.
You still laugh every time you watch that. Every
Oh yeah,
goddamn time
It's-
I
it, was,
watch that.
it was worse than the Papa Shango Ultimate Warrior things that was going on before the Warrior decided to keep taking steroids.
You mean when he was when he threw up in that segment when
he threw
Papa
up,
Shango like cursed him or whatever?
He
he
cursed
had
him.
the black stuff.
He's like,
Hey, speaking of which, real quick, did you guys happen to catch Charles Wright on Broken Skull Sessions?
I did not know.
I haven't seen it yet, but I saw clips of it.
I'll tell you right now, he's one of my favorite dudes. Like, I'm not saying all his characters are phenomenal, but as far as a wrestler goes and a man goes, he's a pretty cool dude. I'm actually very impressed by him, and it was a really good show.
Yeah.
If he, I've seen a lot of shoot interviews with guys, and he's one that always like comes up as of someone that always was respected and knew that can do that was always reliable to do business, never complained, got his opportunities and did the best that he could. But I mean, he was, like I said, very, very respectful guy.
Eric, do a top 10 athletes of all time and why they are your top 10. I could probably do that sometime. That'd be interesting to do.
Singer. I got to do my show, okay? I'll get your Rainbow Horse in a minute. Eric's top 10 will be filled a lot with Maple Leafs, Matt Sundin, and
Gary
crazy
Roberts,
guys crazy guys like that.
Wayne Gretzky, Mario Lemieux,
Ivan Putski.
Ivan Putski,
Ivan Putski.
Dale Hawerchuk,
Chris,
Jaromir Jagr.
you're officially banned for 5 minutes. Please sit down.
Of
do not
course
comment.
Tom Brady's number
No,
one.
he's banned for a week.
Do not comment for 5 minutes, Chris.
Do not comment for Tom Brady.
All right, let's get to the main event here. Well, we're going to call the main event anyway. They released WWE had their top 50 tag teams of all time. We did do up to number 11.
Yep.
And the top 10 we were waiting. And we're going to fight. Well, we're not going to fight. We're going to argue over this top 10 because number 1 is just not good at all. But you know what? Let's go through 15 to 11 were the Samoans, the Rockers, the Mega Powers, the Valiant Brothers, and Demolition. Now, I can tell you right now, at least 2, maybe 3 of those teams I think should have been in the top 10.
Demolition.
Maybe.
Demolition definitely should have been in the top 10.
But I'll take the arguments. I'll have the arguments. All right, so you know what? Let's just jump into number 10. Number 10 is going to be kind of number 10 is the British Bulldogs. Davey Boy Smith, Dynamite Kid, phenomenal team, great athletes. Not really going to argue that much over it. 2-time tag champions. Now that we watched that Dark Side of the Ring, we know that Dynamite Kid was a fucking lunatic. Whether it's CET or just CTE or just he's crazy, I don't know. But he put a shotgun to his wife's head and almost killed her. But that's beside the point. As far as wrestling goes, yeah, they were definitely one of the best teams you've ever seen. Speed, power, ability, good workers. Any arguments here over the top 10 guys?
I think the Bulldogs are right where they belong.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be opposed to having them higher, but I feel they're good right where they are. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I'll settle for that too. Excuse me. Number 9. Now here's where we start to argue a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Number 9 is the Brothers of Destruction, Undertaker and Kane.
What?
Again, great team, great what they did, blah blah blah. But as far as the greatest, because they're not one of those. I mean,
They're the best thrown together team.
yes, exactly, Bert. That's exactly what they're the best
I agree
thrown
with that.
together team. Because I really thought we were going to see Austin and Triple H thrown together team up here. Where, Ciroc and Sock made it up here thrown together. Are they a top 10 team? No.
Because
No.
Kane and Taker,
Top,
they never.
top 25. Top 25.
Yeah,
Sure.
but they never went against like other good tag teams. They just came together because they had to go against Stone Cold and Triple H, or just because they wanted to dominate the division. But they never had like classic tag matches with anyone else. They were just together because
and that speaks for the producing of that era, because Russo, why the fuck they ever put him in charge of writing, didn't like tag teams, obviously, because he never fucking booked any, never wrote any in. The New Age Outlaws were the only real tag team that they had, and the Headbangers were kind of like, underneath. But like, it just, I don't know. It was fuck Vince Russo. But anyway.
All right, so now let's just say out of the 15 to 11, like I said, Samoans, Rockers, Mega Powers, Valiant Brothers, Demolition. Who would you swap in that number to number 9 then if we're kicking out the Brothers of Destruction? Which one of those 5?
I put Demolition in there.
I'd put Demolition too. I got to be honest. I wouldn't mind Demolition at 9.
I'd put Demolition a little higher, and I'd trade the number 9 for the Samoans.
The Samoans.
Mm-hmm. They're 3-time tag champions. They're 3-time tag champions. Yeah,
they were. I'll give it to them.
They were great.
Okay, so here we go. Number 8 is probably one of my favorites of all time, if not the favorite. My favorite, well, second favorite, is the New Age Outlaws. Billy Gunn, fucking Road Dogg Jesse James. I'm a huge fan of these guys. I always were. Yes, Road Dogg was more promo than he was wrestler, but he was still a good worker. Billy Gunn too. Yeah. This was Billy Gunn's coming out party because he had no personality as a smoking gun. Zero charisma. This brought him out of his shell.
It's literally this, and then after he becomes a single star and doesn't do anything.
Yeah,
wins the King of the Ring, wastes that, and it gets like bullied for it. It's hilarious.
Yeah, I think Mr. Ass was great though.
Mr. Ass was great.
I mean, like he had Mr. Ass on his ass and a big pair of lips. It was fucking fantastic.
Great theme song. Great.
I'm an ass man.
I'm an ass man. Yeah,
definitely one of the greatest of all time.
Song.
Oh yeah. All right, so we're not going to see. I might swap them though a little bit because here we come at number 7. I do think they're one of the top, but I don't know if they've been around long enough to be number 7, and that's the Uso brothers.
No,
They
out right away. Out right away.
They could be top 10. They've been around for a while. I think that them and New Day have been the most dominant tag team, at least in WWE, since 2010. At least.
But only 2010. That's what I'm saying. That's that long enough to be considered. This is why my number 1. We're going to argue over number 1.
I don't think the Usos belong in the top 10.
See, now I would swap the Usos out.
I think why are the Wild Samoans not in the top 10, but the Usos are? In an era where you actually earned your keep, where now you're just a fucking made up fucking pawn. I mean, I just don't think. They don't have the I don't know, man. No, they haven't paid their dues.
I like the Usos. I just don't know if they've been around long enough to be considered top number 7 in the top 50 of all time.
And Alpha and Seeker, they're uncles and stuff, uncles.
Top 20, sure. I think they're a great team. I really do. I just said, are they number 7?
No.
In the 50 of all time?
No.
That's the question.
And they shouldn't be above the Samoans or below or higher than they shouldn't be. The Samoans.
All right, so would you swap it with them, or would you swap them with the Rockers, the Mega Powers, the Valiant Brothers, Steiner Brothers? We were at number 17.
Steiners too. Yeah, there's so many you could swap it with. How the fuck are the Steiners up? Fuck that. go move on because I'm gonna get pissed off.
Okay, now here we go. Here's where the first argument might be, though. I know he just said it right, Chris. I know you said it. Another DUI for an Uso. That's another reason. Yeah. That's another reason they're going to be dropping in the list because they can't stay in the goddamn ring.
No.
Oh, look, it's Ed, and of course, Ed's taking the Twin Towers because of the Big Boss Man. And I won't argue because I am a huge Akeem fan, and I was a huge Boss Man fan. But the only problem is they went against the Mega Powers, so I had to pick the Macho Man because that was when the Lust happened. So it was basically Macho Man, then the Twin Towers. And then Hogan, because that was the era of Lust. When you have the era of Lust going on,
the era of Lust,
Macho Man always wins the era of Lust.
I like the Twin Towers, man. I thought they were great.
I did too.
You had fucking Big Boss Man coming in there all pissed off. Then you had Akeem fucking doing the whole fucking.
I love Akeem.
Akeem was the best.
Let me tell you something right now. I would pay so much money for them to try that fucking gimmick right now. I would buy front row seats. Spend the $2,000 to watch them try to get a big fat white guy to come out as a wrestler from the deepest, darkest part of Africa
and have
doing the dance.
A black man as his manager.
Yes,
and endorsing him. That was fucked up. Think about how fucked up that is. It's not, but it's you wouldn't see that shit today. Like
I would pay money to see that, though. I mean, how great would that be?
That would be like Snoop, like introducing me from Compton. Like, this is my boy. He's from South Central LA. He's hot as shit. And I'd be like,
and then you walk out with a bandana on.
Yeah, like this, like hey guys. Hey,
with your tie-dye bandana.
Yeah, where's the Fanta orange, man?
Where's the Fanta orange?
Is that a mixed breed dog or is that a pure breed dog? You know, that's what I would be like. It'd be everybody.
And if anyone's never seen the promo of when Akeem's first appearance, when Slick found him in the deepest, darkest part of Africa, where they did the promo by a flaming garbage can when he first walks out with Mean Gene, do yourself a favor, go on YouTube right now, search that, because it is phenomenal.
Perfect.
Of course, unless you're a snowflake, then you're gonna be offended. You'll be offended easily, and then don't watch it.
Watch it and get pissed off because
I'd rather you watch and get pissed off. That's true.
Because here's the thing, okay? Throughout history, PSA, throughout history, there has been atrocities committed and bad things have happened, okay? But they aren't happening. A lot of them aren't happening now. Some still are, yes. But a lot of them are happening now. And if we didn't have history to look back on, to learn from, I know history repeats itself, but it also corrects itself. That's what people fail to look at. Me. Am I like the smartest guy in deposit right now? Like, what's going on here? But seriously.
Wait, quick.
Hit me.
Both of you. More offensive, Roddy Piper wearing blackface or Akeem?
Oh, God.
Look at Eric's face right away.
Oh,
I just sucked the air right out of your lungs.
If I had to pick one, I'd probably say Piper.
Yeah, no, that was bad. I just watched a shoot interview with Bad News Brown. He did when he was alive, because he's dead. And he was talking. Now listen, he was cool with a lot of shit. Like, he was real about shit. Like, if you watch some of those clips of him talking, like, he's fucking pretty real and he's pretty cool. But like, dude, he was not into. There's two things he was not into. He went along with it, but he said he shouldn't have. He went along with it. He didn't like the half Piper thing, and he did not like Sapphire. Like, he did not like that being portrayed. He said no. He told Vince, Vince, that is an offensive, more than you know term from way back in the South. And he explained it to him and stuff. It's like, oh, I will change it right now. I'm sorry, pal. And he never did. He never did.
Instead, he fired Bad News Brown instead.
But no, Bad News didn't have much bad to say about Vince. You guys should check that out. It's pretty cool.
I've seen clips of that one.
Did he mention the sewer rat?
Might have. I can't remember, but he mentions Andre the Giant. Like, he did not like Andre either, and he challenged him to a fight, and Andre wouldn't get off the butt. Of course, he would have killed Bad News. I mean, come on, he's the Giant. You're not going to hurt him. But Bad News is a badass. He was a judo champion, like a martial artist. He was a big black dude who was tough. I mean, come on, he was a real deal. Like, people knew not to fuck with him too. And he was a bulldog, and he's pro bulldog, pro heart. So he tells a different story real quick. He tells a different story about Jacques Rougeau and
that whole thing.
The whole thing. Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not getting into that again.
Yeah, we won't get into that again.
Ed, Demolition was 11, by the way, which we said we disagree with. And yes, Raul, you are correct, Raul. Peacock Network censoring the network is absolutely ridiculous.
Ed, by the way, Ed, I'm a huge Crush fan. I am a huge Crush fan.
He's a massive Crush fan.
Massive.
He has a massive crush on Crush.
We're talking Kona or Demolition. We're talking he's a big
Doesn't matter. Brian Adams is one of my all-time favorites.
Underrated.
I don't know. I was just saying real quick. I think Akeem would be more offensive. No, the dancing,
I don't think
talking,
so, because
the jive.
I don't think so because white people can adapt into different culture, as can black people, and Asian people can. Like, think about me taking martial arts. Think about like my brother learning how to salsa dance. Think about like you being a rapper. Like, I don't know.
They acknowledged him being the one-man gang and went into Africa and came out as Akeem.
He went to a spiritual awakening. He just wanted to write himself, man. He was. Am I wrong? Am I right?
I'll take it.
It happens, you know.
I'll take it.
You gotta find yourself sometimes.
Imagine if I went to Utah and I came back like I was all Mormon, like Eric Joseph Smith Zant, and I had like these golden tap. Never forget it.
I'd super
He's
kick you.
I
He's
hope
married
so.
to he's married to 8
I hope
women.
you would. I hope you would push me out in front of a tractor trailer going.
I would
80
super
miles an
kick
hour.
you. And I wouldn't even slap my knee. I would just super kick you.
Hold me and let Ed hit me. That's what you got to do.
All right, so here's my first problem again. We've had this discussion before. Number 6 is the Legion of Doom, Animal and Hawk. Now, like I've said 1,000 times before, I love the Road Warriors. I do not like the Legion of Doom. I don't like the watered down Animal and Hawk. I wasn't a big fan of them with their plastic, shoulder pads, and I don't know. If you're talking about Road Warriors in the top 3 greats of all time, any federation, absolutely, I agree with you 1,000%. The Legion of Doom, I wouldn't put them in my top 10. I got to be honest.
No, I agree. Because if you're talking 87 to 90 Road Warriors, NWA, full tilt, oh, dude, there's no team better. There's no team better. You're talking
any territory back in the day, they dominated
any territory, and they were once they got their gears going, and they realized that they're not mat wrestlers like Backlund or Hart. When they realized they're just giant guys that can beat the fuck out of people, they got their bearings about them, and they're like, "This is what we do," because everybody can say like, "Oh, they can't do a top wrist lock or a slide over, slide over hand, wrist, whatever." It's like, no shit, because they take steroids and lift weights and punch people. Why the fuck would they want to learn a fucking arm bar or a wrist lock?
Arm bar. I love arm bars.
Arm bars are great, but why would they want to do that? If I was 6'3" and weighed 290 pounds and had 22-inch biceps, the last fucking thing on my mind is going to be grabbing this guy and going, "Hang on a minute, I'm going to grab you on the wrist." Like, listen, I'm a mat wrestler and I love wrestling holds, and Regal is one of my favorite wrestlers. Okay, but Regal's a different guy. He is a mat wrestler. He is a guy that can tie you in knots and make you cry. Legion of Doom or the Road Warriors were just guys that beat the fuck out of you and pick you up and throw you.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
what would also make you cry.
And would also make you cry, yeah.
Even in a strip club.
Even in a strip club. But it's like you get these guys.
Let me check her finish.
Well, like guys like Jake Roberts and even Bret Hart. Like, they couldn't. Well, no shit, they could. Of course, they couldn't wrestle because they weren't fucking wrestlers. They weren't fucking wrestlers. Goddamn fucking motherfucker. I sound like Cornette now.
So, Bert, what do you think? You agree? Are you a Legion of Doom guy, or would you put them out in the top 10?
I would still keep them in the top 10 because of their overall legacy. Because I feel like even if they weren't as good as when they were the Road Warriors, they were still better than, at least more over than some of the other teams that were there during that era. So,
all right, I'll take your argument. I'll accept it. Me personally, I would, if we were still swapping, I might have to throw them together team though. I don't know.
What is?
I was going to say the Mega Powers, but they are thrown together. They are one of those thrown together teams.
Thrown together team, yeah.
But imagine if they would have actually ran with that. They would have had all the titles. They would have had them all.
Yeah, but that wasn't going to last.
Yeah, that would have made it.
I wouldn't have lasted, of course. Yeah. Well, that was all set up for Hogan to get the belt back. We all know that.
We do. I don't know how Savage wasn't holding the belt good. Like, I don't know why that was. He was selling out places, wasn't he? Like
he didn't make Hogan numbers. That was the problem. If you don't make Hogan numbers, you're not good enough to hold. Ultimate Warrior didn't make Hogan numbers. Hogan got to get back to Hogan. Oh, this guy doesn't make Hogan numbers.
Nobody did.
Hogan numbers are fucking.
They're insane.
Huge.
Nobody came close till Bret Hart, and then Bret Hart didn't even make Hogan numbers. Like, he made Bret Hart numbers, which were better than everybody but Hogan. But
that's because that dude had Canada.
Oh no, and Europe.
Yeah, in Europe.
Those Canadian dollars don't translate American currency.
Hogan was the real American, so he had this country, but Bret Hart had Canada, Europe. He was good to go. All right, we're going to get into our top 5, and now literally these top 5, except for number 1, I personally believe are interchangeable, and I would accept this top 5 except for number 1, and any other mix-up you want to put. So we're going to start with number 5, and that is the Dudley Boys. Now, even if you don't count their ECW run, they they are still a phenomenal tag team in WWE. They had some of the greatest. Again, let's just not even bullshit. Edge and Christian are number 4. The Hardys are number 2. So let's talk about the 3 of them together, because that's what you got to do. They had some of the greatest matches of all time. Either all 3 of them at the same time, or one team against another team, tables, ladders, chairs, regular matches, Sunday Night Heat, in the Garden, in my backyard. It didn't matter. These guys put on phenomenal fucking matches. This is why I don't mind interchanging these teams at all. Yes? No? Maybe?
No.
Yeah,
no.
I mean,
And I want to tell you why. Can I tell you why? Because while all 3, I'm a Dudley fan. I've always been a Dudley fan, and I will never shortchange them. Edge and Christian, I don't think belong at that spot. Hardy Boys, I do not think belong at that spot. I'll tell you why the 3 of them, why your theory is cool, but I'm going to explain to you from a wrestler standpoint why I don't agree with this is because teams like the Legion, like the Road, I call them Legion. Why am I doing that? The Road Warriors, Demolition, the Rock and Roll Express, all these guys who fought from territory to territory, established real feuds that sold out real buildings, okay? These guys were thrown together in gimmick matches at you and on pay-per-view, so you kind of had no choice if you bought it to watch it, okay? They didn't go around having tables, ladders, and chairs match at house shows. They didn't go around having, skydive parachute matches, at the Broome County Arena. They wrestled a little on Raw, yes, but you understand what I'm saying? The depth of their run wasn't quite as solid to me as, say, like a Road Warrior run or a Rock and Roll Express run or a Demolition run. Even the Rockers, man, the Rockers had a more solid foundation, I feel, because let's be honest, the Hardy Boys were just the late '90s Rockers. They really were. That's why I think the Dudleys belong in the top 10. I don't think the Hardys can be number 10, I guess.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not a giant Hardy fan. I think Jeff's great. Matt's good. I'm not a fan of the Hardy Boy. I never was. I always loved the Dudleys, and I got no problem with the Dudleys being in the top 10.
And then what about Edge and Christian then? Where do they fit into your?
I don't feel they should even be in the top 10. I don't even feel they should be in the top 10.
Really?
No.
Wow.
Nope. I don't. I feel Edge himself.
wow.
Like the top 15, maybe.
Wow.
Maybe top 20. I just don't feel myself. No.
All right, so wait. Before we get to you, Bert, I'm going to ask you too. Let's just throw it out there then, so all 5 teams are revealed. Dudley's at 5, Edge and Christian at 4, the Hart Foundation at 3, Hardy Boys at 2, and number 1 was the New Day, which I completely disagree with. But again, they're still very new. Oh, look, it's our old friend Bambi. I haven't seen Bambi in a long time. How you doing, Bambi? Welcome to the
New
show.
Day is still very new.
I forgot to remind.
That's what it is. They're still very, very new, and I mean, I understand they have the record for the longest reign or whatever, but I don't know. I don't know.
Nope.
So Bert, again, your top 5 then, as far as those 5 teams go. Wait, Eric, give me if those. I don't know, because you're pushing them out of the top 5. So who would your top 5 be then? Who would your top 5 be altogether? Just WWE though. Yeah, don't give me Harlem Heat.
WWE. Okay.
Don't give me the skyscrapers. Just give me out of this list that we had.
Top 5 out of this list we have. Road Warriors, no. Steiners, Bulldogs, Rockers, Hart Foundation, Road Warriors.
Okay, all old guys, all old school guys.
All old guys, because that's what tag team wrestling was. Real tag team wrestling. It was a prominent feature. It wasn't just smart entertainment. It was a prominent feature on the card. You had your first match on the card to get people into the game. You got, because the first match had like an upper middle card guy, to get the crowd going. Then you put your matches, your fill-in matches, 2, 3, 4. You usually had your mid-grade tag team match. You had an intermission. Then you had your upper middle main event single. Then you had your main tag team. Then you had the main event. and that's why that's why that formula always worked and always sold out buildings, and that's why territories worked. But now it's just like, there was this tag team, they throw the belt on him, Oh, Triple H has been the champion 100 times. Okay, he's more than Ric Flair now, he whatever. And I'm not trying to take a jab at Triple H because he's a great wrestler. He's probably the greatest wrestler of that era, like wrestling wise, like psychology, ring wise. Promos were kind of shitty, but they were fun. But like the formula of tag team wrestling is not. There really isn't one anymore. It's just like, okay, the Usos were cool. I'm sorry that I shit on them a lot because they're my boys, man. They're Samoans, but like that, it's just I don't feel it. They should be in the top 10. I just don't. I really don't.
All right, so Bert, then give me your. It was Dudley's, Edge and Christian, Hart Foundation, the Hardy Boys, New Day. How is your top 5 compared to what we just heard, and who deserves to be moved around?
So no disrespect to New Day. I mean, I love those guys, but I don't think they're number 1. Even if you're excluding outside WWE tag teams, I don't think they're even like top 10. Maybe top 15, but I think it's too early to do that because they're the longest reigning tag team champions in recent history doesn't mean that they were super dominant. It just means that they didn't have anybody else really to go against consistently besides the Usos. I mean, their feud with the Usos ran for years and it was like kind of on and off, but they didn't have like what Eric was talking about, from the 80s. You guys, you had teams that had like blood feuds. Like it was like serious. Like, but even without the title.
100%.
Now, when it comes
100%.
now for me, my top 5, if it's, I don't know which particular order, but Hardy's, Dudley's, Edge and Christian are in that top 3. Then it's probably Legion of Doom and then Hart Foundation. So the only reason I have those Hardy's, Dudley Boys, and Edge and Christian is because that was when I was watching like hardcore. This was like during the highest point, even higher than the 80s. The 99, 2000, 2001, WWF was untouchable in terms of ratings, in terms of money, in terms of star power, like, and all those. And what's great about that is that those 3 teams, it happened really kind of by accident. Vince for years, even before that time, never prioritized tag team wrestling. If he had a great tag team, they were already established outside before they came to the WWF, and he just continued kind of run. He never prioritized building up tag teams. But the fact that Edge and Christian and the Hardy Boys had that ladder match, the tag team ladder match at No Mercy 99, and they saw that and said, okay, this can become something else potentially. And then you throw in the Dudleys, who came in hot from ECW, and it was just like, throwing ladders and chairs, and it was just like a perfect mix. Like it just worked. And those guys, they just had a chemistry with each other. And even though they weren't the only ones that participated in TLC matches, their TLC matches are superior than everyone else's. And all their matches, you can watch them. I've seen them all 100 times over, and every time I watch them, I'm still like entertained and shocked at the spots and everything, and the way that they told their story in those matches. And and their run as a team, each individually, kind of like 2002 is kind of when they all kind of broke apart for different reasons, for booking or whatever. But I feel like that 3-year run that they had was the biggest run that any teams at that time could have, especially 100%. When you realize that Vince never prioritized, tag team wrestling like that.
Yeah, I don't know why he didn't either, but no, that's great, Bert. I agree with you, Bert. I do.
No, I do agree too. So my problem with New Day is first of all, they're too new to be the number 1 team of all time. They're just
they've only been a team technically since 2015, so that's only about 6 years.
Exactly, which is bullshit. And the New Day gets the titles because the other teams don't work out. Vince feels, this team's not working out, we're going to throw it back on the New Day.
The Bludgeon Brothers.
Let's give them to this team. Oh, they're not working out. Let's give them back to the New Day, the Revival.
It's kind of like they're like the safety net.
Yeah, they are, and
like,
that's exactly why.
Can,
That's why I wouldn't even put them. They probably don't make my top 20. honestly, at this time.
No.
Just because they said that's that team. They're the safety net. Oh, this team ain't working out. The crowd don't like the Bludgeon Brothers. Well, no one should like the Bludgeon Brothers anyway. It's a stupid gimmick. But no one likes them. We're going to give it back. I mean, the Usos and them are the only two teams in the past 10 years that have really been meshing. So like you said, Eric, too, they don't prioritize, they don't, the tag team wrestling right now is not big. They don't prioritize it like you said, Bert. So what the New Day, no way should be number one.
No.
Not even close.
No.
With that being said, I disagree with a little bit over Eric what you said about the Edge and Christian, the Hardys. I love all three of those teams, but if I have my definitive number one, shit, I don't know if I can come up with a definitive number one. I don't know if I can come up with a definitive number one.
Yeah,
I don't even know. I don't know. It'd be too hard for me. But I don't mind the Dudleys, Edge and Christian, and the Hardys being in the top five. I don't. Hart Foundation, I love them at the top also. I think the Hart Foundation is probably one of those first real teams, like tag teams, that I enjoyed watching.
Yeah.
And I said it 100 times on this show. My first match I ever watched was the Samoans versus the Soul Patrol for the tag titles. First match I ever remember watching was a tag match. And I love the Samoans and the Soul Patrol. I thought that was a great match. I got hooked because of that stupid match.
I just think it's bullshit because the fuck they're okay. So why aren't the Freebirds like on here then? Like the New Day?
Oh, they're not WWE. This is WWE
This is
only.
all WWE only.
Now, I don't have that list in front of me. I was looking for it. They did release a list of outside teams who got
I saw that
honorable mention.
too, I think.
It was the Von Erichs. It was the Freebirds. It was the Hollywood Blondes.
Basically,
was,
all the other great
Rock and
teams.
Roll, Midnight Express.
Yeah, all the Expresses. Yeah, all those teams are out. The Horsemen technically were considered.
Tully
Even
and Arn, yeah.
even the new Blackjacks. No, I'm kidding. Not the new Blackjacks.
But yeah, I mean, Harlem Heat was on there. The Blondes. There were tons of good teams that were mentioned outside of this list. So, I mean, as far as I'm looking at this list right now, out of the top 10, I'm kicking out the Brothers of Destruction. I'm kicking out the Usos. I'm kicking out the Legion of Doom. And I'm kicking out the New Day. I'm kicking them out of the top 10.
Mm-hmm.
Me personally.
I agree.
And then those four teams I'm going to put in would be Demolition, the Rockers. Who do I put in after that? Who am I putting in after that? I don't know.
Steiners?
I think I would put the Steiners in there. They were a phenomenal team.
Steiners were great.
Yeah, I'd put them in there.
Steiners were great.
You know what? I'd even throw the Rockers in there because they were a definitive tag team. They were
were
tag team specialists,
Hey,
as they like to say.
Did the Killer Bees make the list?
Did the Killer Bees make the list?
We got a new face here, Trey Crowder, unless he's been on before, and I don't know. But he mentions the Killer Bees hard strike for Strike Force. There we go.
Strike Force was on there. They're at 46. Strike Force is 46.
No Killer Bees though, huh?
I don't remember seeing the Bees.
B. Brian Blair jumping Jim Brunzel.
No Killer Bees. That's actually pretty shocking.
That's really shocking.
I mean, if you have the Quebecers, you might as well have the Killer Bees.
Yeah, I was gonna say the Quebecers were what, 40?
Quebecers are 48.
48.
I mean, if you got the Bushwhackers, you got to have the Killer Bees.
Oh yeah. Sheik and Volkov, they were on there, right?
Yeah. Yeah, no Killer Bees. That's actually pretty shocking.
Fuck the Killer Bee. Fuck the Hulk Hogan.
All right, so I don't know. So I said, as far as that top five goes, take out the New Day, and you could throw any one of those top teams in there, and I'd be happy with it. But yeah, the Brothers of Destruction, the Usos, the New Day, and me personally, Legion of Doom, not the Road Warriors, the Legion of Doom, can get out of my top 10. That's just me personally. Other than that, I have no problem with flipping these lists around and throwing one to the wall and whatever sticks.
Yeah. I don't know.
So, I don't know. Bambi's throwing out the old school too. Hart Foundation and the Hardy Boys.
Old and new.
And she likes the Steiners also.
Oh yeah, the Steiners were great.
She just like Big Papa Pump. Did you hear him? Did you holler when you heard him, Bambi? Big Papa Pump.
Holler if you hear me.
Some of the greatest promos of all time. Some of the greatest promos of all time.
You know what his best promo is, right?
Which one? The one where he just mumbles incoherently.
No. The math one where he does
He does the math. Yeah.
The 33rd and the 33rd and the third chance to win a sacrifice. And Kurt Angle has 24 and 5% chance to win a sacrifice, but you take my 66.5% because I'm a genetic freak, and you have 16 and 1/4% chance. But like if you look up the actual math, he's right. But the fact that he remembered that is crazy. But like it's so funny.
It is. It's funny. There's no way he's right. There's no way he's right.
He graduated from college, right? So he's kind of smart.
Hey, University of Michigan, good school. Good school.
It is a good school.
I think the roids just went to his head a little bit.
Yeah.
That's all it really was.
You sure he was on steroids?
I feel like,
NWO.
I feel like
NWO Scott Steiner.
After like 96, 97, he kind of started going crazy a little bit because he wasn't that big. He was big, but he wasn't like huge when he was with his brother. But then when he went to a solo run,
when your muscle has a muscle,
you're
on steroids. You're on roids. I don't care who you are. I don't fucking care.
There's some artificial growth going on, yeah.
Because even the greatest builder, even Arnold, never had a muscle on a muscle. He just had deep toned fucking everything. But when your tricep has 2 more triceps, you're like, nah, that dude's on some kind. Even Macho Man, I'm afraid to admit it, but during fucking Spider-Man, that dude had like
he was jacked.
He had lats growing out of his fucking
wounds. Oh yeah.
But still, you can't have that many muscles and that many veins showing and tell me you're not fucking juicing up. It's just not right.
No. But just for a
disclaimer, just taking natural supplements, you
know. I don't speak for the other 2 guys on the show, but I'm all for steroids.
In anything, any profession?
Why not?
I think in moderation, it's fine because it does help with muscle repair.
Yeah. I mean, let's face it, Ty Cobb and Honus Wagner, guys like that tough don't exist anymore. I mean, all these guys are soft, like Ed. You know what I mean? They play baseball, so like they got to take steroids. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't care how many hits you had in Little League and Legion. You know what I mean? It's like when they get to the big leagues, you got guys like, I have no idea.
I don't know. I mean, if one person's going to do it, then they all have to do it. That's the way I see it. Either you do it or you don't. Everyone does it or you don't do it. That's just how I see it.
I'll give everybody a little Dynaball. That's all right.
All right, so that's another fun WWE list we had going on. Like I said, we're going to agree, we're going to disagree on who's who and who's where. Overall, I think we pretty much agreed.
Mostly, yeah.
We definitely agree the fucking Usos and not the Usos, the New Day does not deserve to be number 1.
No.
Sorry. I like you guys too. I really do. I took a picture. I stood online for an hour to meet you assholes, and I liked you guys a lot, but you're not that material. I hate to tell you.
No, not even close.
I mean, look, Xavier Woods, his YouTube channel, I don't know if you guys know, but he's very much into like video games and
up, down, left, right,
yeah. It's funny because like he does like on YouTube. I was watching their stuff earlier today. They do like all these different tournaments and stuff, and they have a lot of the guys and gals, Alexa Bliss, Shayna Baszler on there. If you're curious to see how a lot of the wrestlers are like outside of WWE and like they're kind of natural type of thing, watch their stuff because it's funny. Like it's funny because Shayna Baszler without all the fucking eyeliner is actually kind of cute. I know I was like, wow, that's Shayna Baszler. Oh my god. I was looking, she like without the fucking heavy ass eye shit under her eye, but it was like, wow, that's crazy. But like, like Cesaro is hilarious. AJ Styles, Adam Cole, like they're all hilarious. Like it's so fun to see. Like,
this speaks to the era we're in because none of them chase girls, none of them snort coke. None of them take pills
because they
you know what I mean. None of them have any fun.
Here's Eric. They
all live in Orlando.
I'm gonna get my Nintendo DS and go to my hotel room and eat apricots, and you know what I mean. It's like
you know how to put it perfectly. Eric is Times Square in the 70s.
Yeah,
And we're like we're at Times Square now. We like the Disneyfied Times Square where you're not going to get stabbed in the neck. Eric's like, no. I want that Times Square where you might die as soon as the sun goes down.
Fuck yeah!
He wants a taxi driver in New York City.
I want to run numbers for the Lucchese crime family. I you know what I mean? All that shit. I'm into it.
Yeah, Bambi. Yeah, I was going to bring that up too. We got 2 wrestlers right now. Old school guys. Yeah, Terry Funk and Paul Orndorff both battling dementia, both doing really bad health-wise. That sucks.
That sucks. I like Orndorff too, man. Orndorff is great.
Orndorff, the best pile driver of all time? I would say yes.
I'd say 100%. Better than Jerry Lawler, better than Morocco.
Tully Blanchard, slightly better than Tully Blanchard, I think. But I think Orndorff has the best.
Orndorff has the best. All our best.
I'm not going to look up Shayna Baszler now without any makeup on. I'm going to look that up.
I'm surprised.
But tell me, seriously though, like, you know, like, and I know I come from a different era, okay? But like after the match, we used to go out and have a couple of beers. I mean, we didn't like, you know, snort lines of coke off of like hookers' backs every night, but like we go out and have a couple of beers. Don't look at me like that. No, but you know, you go have a couple beers with your buddies, you hang out, and you go do whatever. But these guys are like, oh, hey, did you guys get the new Yoshi game? It's like, all right. I mean, you know, my kids do that. It's like, come on, go out and have some fun.
They're not all into video games. It's just now they're not.
Look at Jimmy Uso. He's drunk and driving every week.
That's awesome. That's awesome, man.
He's still living the life.
He's still living the life. Yeah, man, I dig it. You know, he's maybe the guy like taking tickets at the arena's got some like Percocet in his pocket or something. You go grab it and have fun. You know, how are you going to watch video?
We're about to get controversial. We're about to get controversial, ladies and gentlemen.
Uh-oh.
Here it is. We're about to get controversial. Did you ever take roids?
Okay.
Eric.
Okay.
There it is. It is.
What's the second one?
He said try. He said try them.
Okay.
if you haven't tried them.
Listen, you guys want full disclosure, full story, everything? I'm not scared.
Shoot interview with Eric. Here we go.
100% I have. I've done 3 different cycles of anabolic steroids in my life.
During your heyday?
Once during wrestling and 2 not during wrestling.
And what was the point of the not during wrestling?
Midlife crisis, working out. I don't know. Like they were there and I was...
It couldn't have been midlife crisis because that would be right around now.
Yeah, so no, I was, you know, I was fresh back in town.
Self-destructive phase. Yeah, I get that.
I started a new job. I was doing really good. I was working out, feeling good. And I was like, you know, fuck it. If I'm gonna work out and they're right there, I'll take a cycle. And then, actually, I think I did 3. So that'd be 4 cycles. I can't remember, but no. So I just did it. I did a small cycle of Dianabol. And it was pretty good. And then I did, I was wrestling. And then after, like I said, when I started working out in like 14 or 15, I did another cycle and I got in shape. And I was in phenomenal shape in like 2015, 2016. I mean, I was in better shape then than I was when I was a wrestler. I was like 220 pounds, but I was like chiseled. And I'll get pictures out and show you guys. But yeah, I did 2 cycles then. And then the next year, I ended up getting 2 hernias, and I had to get them operated on. And then I got cancer the year after, so I haven't worked out in like 3 years. So, all unrelated, by the way. Steroids, drugs, and cancer not related. But
okay, you shocked Chris. You shocked him.
I would have never guessed. I'm shocked. I didn't see. Well, you know, what's no point in lying about it. I've taken steroids and I you know what I mean? I made a decision.
Look at Bambi hitting you with the twisted steel and sex appeal. Oh yeah.
Old man arms.
But yeah, and that's awesome.
So yeah, no, and I'll be honest with you, and I'm not trying to promote it. I'm not saying they're great. Like I joke around saying everything should be on steroids. Obviously that's not true. Obviously it's your choice whether what you want to do with your body or not, okay? Now, if you're in a sport that involves heavy testing, obviously you should stay away from that. And but my feeling is if you need to kick up the next level, especially being a wrestler, doing a cycle of steroids and being honest with your doctor, he'll help you through it. Okay.
Yeah.
Be honest with him. Tell him what you're doing.
Okay, now wait. This show's taking a left turn, but it's just fine.
Okay.
I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
Because now we're getting deep. Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
You're still okay with it, considering most of our heroes have probably died due to complications from the steroids.
I would say a percentage that probably played a factor, but you got to understand too. If you look at all the guys, alcohol is the one factor in all of them, because when you mix alcohol and steroids, you're making your heart just blow up more. Like the pills,
When you mix alcohol with anything,
alcohol is the number one bad.
Oh no, I'm not saying it's just steroids. I'm saying it's because you said,
yes,
they drank.
That's a contributing factor.
And then the steroids were just like, all right, now we're really gonna go over the top, because I'm not just taking steroids. I'm taking fucking painkillers. I'm taking uppers. I'm taking downers, and now I'm fucking drinking every day. I'm not just blaming the steroids. I'm just saying it's a contributing factor.
You get up, you take an amphetamine to get yourself up. You go to the gym, you take some steroids, and you snort some coke or take some speed to get through it. You go on the night, you take some more speed to get through the match. At night, you take the painkillers to go to sleep, and it's a vicious cycle. And like you just said, Tim, it's that whole cycle right there that they did. Now, if it was Lex Luger, who didn't party until Elizabeth, he didn't kill Elizabeth. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. I don't know. But Luger was an infamous clean guy. He always was with his doctor when he did roids, and he admitted to it. But like I said, if you're honest with your doctor and you're honest with what you're doing to your body, there are ways that you can regulate everything and keep an eye on everything to make sure you don't raise this level too much or drop this one too much or have too much going on at one time. There's ways to do. Everybody's like, oh, steroids are so bad. Well, they are and they aren't. It's like,
well, no, if sometimes you get a really bad cold, they give you steroids. That's to shoot steroids.
Yeah, and
it helps you.
If you break your arm, you get painkillers, and if you work a 12-hour shift and you go to the bar, you drink a beer.
Well, so now Chris brings up a good point here, and I'm going to say no. None of them deserve to be in the Hall of Fame, only because, like I said, either you all do it or you don't do it.
Barry Bonds,
Sosa, and Clemens. Should Barry Bonds, Sosa, and Clemens be in the Hall of Fame? I say no.
I say this is what I say to that. Okay, if Pete Rose is not in the Hall of Fame, then nobody deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
That's true too. I'll agree with that also.
That's all I have to say about that.
But like you said, the one thing I will say, and people are going to say, "Oh, because he's a Yankee, I'm going to defend him." No, it's not true. Roger Clemens probably did steroids to get ahead. Andy Pettitte, super Christian, all-around good guy, took HGH to heal faster because his hamstring or whatever wasn't healing. He took that. Now he's labeled a cheater. See, I don't think Andy Pettitte deserves to be labeled a cheater. I think he took the wrong shit that he shouldn't have to heal faster. Clemens probably took the fucking steroids to get ahead of life. Just like these other two idiots. Bonds and Sosa.
I got to disagree with that. I think Andy Pettitte knew full well what he was doing. I think he's bullshitting.
Really? I don't think
he's
so.
Bullshitting everybody saying that. I think the Christian thing's a little drape to hide behind. Listen, Andy, if you took HGH, good for you. Okay, you did it. Admit it. On my hamstring or my whatever. No, dude, I don't fucking buy it. Okay, and like I said, I'm not against the guy, and I'm not whatever. But I always, when that comes up, and that. Personally, I don't buy that, and I've read Andy Pettitte's story or read interviews with him and all that shit. To me, it's no different than any of these guys trying to. Andy Pettitte was trying to up his game. He wanted to be more competitive. Hey, good for you, man. Fucking do it. I got no problem with it. But when you start giving me the Christian bullshit and I'm so wholesome and this and that, what you're using that you're taking your faith as a veil, and I'm not into that. So
I disagree only because one reason. He wasn't a power pitcher.
He wasn't.
He wasn't one of these guys that's trying to throw 95, 99, 100 miles per hour. He was a finesse pitcher. If he was a power pitcher trying to throw 100 miles an hour, I might agree with you.
I could give you I'll give you a little secret though, Tim. Steroids just don't increase your power. They increase your reflexes. They increase your agility. They increase your longevity. Like you can throw at the speed you want to longer. Your muscles aren't going to tear as fast. They give you more energy. So, like, he might have just wanted a late surge. And look, dude, that's okay. I'm okay with that. I'm totally okay with that.
Did Brock take him? No. That's too strict right now, Chris. There's no way anyone's taking stuff in the WWE right now and getting away with it.
No,
Not a chance.
It's just too. They're very stringent with that. You can't even take like a Vicodin and it's gonna come up in your chest. Or
who they have that with recently? Was it Sasha? Who came up with the? Who was that? And it was a big controversy.
Smoking weed or pills or what?
I think it was a pill or something. It was. I think it was a woman too. She got suspended and everything. Was it Paige? Who the hell was that?
No, Paige is retired.
No, it was a while ago.
Lana,
no, it was a big controversy because she got suspended, and they were like, I didn't know what I put. I didn't take this, that, or, it was one of those that happens to be on the banned list, and I didn't know it was. And now WWE banned it. I was saying there's no way you're getting away with it from WWE because they won't take that shit. You have to ask them to take a aspirin now.
Yeah.
Look, I have a headache. Can I take Excedrin migraine? Let me see what's in it. Okay, you can take Excedrin migraine. That's how that fucking strict they are now. So there's no way Brock was taking steroids and now in WWE. At least not this second run. I don't know about how strict they were in the first run.
You got to understand something too. Like, this is my interpretation of all these steroid policies. Okay, even I'm talking NFL, MLB. Everything. And it's like, well, no, they don't discriminate. That bullshit. They do discriminate, because if they didn't discriminate, A-Rod would have been caught a lot sooner or been tested positive a lot sooner. B, Hogan would have, you got Hulk Hogan, Alex Rodriguez, all these football players, Lyle Ellis, all these guys, even newer guys. Like, if this was it's a good, they have good programs. And the WWE, by the way, were the benchmark. They kind of started it, because the NFL and all these other organizations took a lot from their policies that they had early on because of the steroid trial, by the way. But listen, it still matters who you are. It still matters what you do. Okay, so I would guess that a high-profile guy like Brock is going to be the very last one tested. I'm not saying he will be, and he absolutely is, but a man in his position, they're going to test Cesaro before they're going to test Brock, because Brock brings in more money. Brock is a bigger star, and Cesaro is not. That's how that works.
And they also do random testing, so it's not.
Yeah,
it's not
random.
Always around the same time.
They do, but it's random for certain people.
Yeah,
that's all I have to say about that. That's my opinion, but I think I'm right. I think I'm right. I don't think
you have a dark soul, Eric Zant.
I've been told that. I've been told.
I love it.
You are a pessimist at best.
Well, Lauren put her head to my chest and she's like, "I don't hear a heartbeat." I'm like, "Keep listening."
Are you human?
I don't know, Bert. I'm finding things out about myself I never knew before, and I'm starting to wonder. But we'll see.
Probably we all have a dark side.
Exactly. We do. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Well, guys, that was a good show, man. We took a bit of a turn there at the end, but it was good.
Very last,
it got real.
riveting 20 minutes. Yeah. I would say.
Who says this shit can't get real on the Just Two Speed? We got real up in this bitch.
Yeah.
Eric Zant's throwing out confessions, fucking doing a shoot interview. It's great.
Yeah. We should. You know what we should do? We should do a shoot interview. Like, get everybody to ask questions to all of us, and we'll shoot. We'll just shoot.
I like it. I like it a lot. Oh, what was this? Was this Jimmy? He's throwing out Jimmy Uso. He blew a .205 on a DUI in Florida. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah,
205.
That was a lot.
Jesus Christ. 08's the limit, right?
Now, how long are they going to put up? How long are they going to put up with him? This is what, third? Fourth time?
This is a second.
It's only a second. I thought he was constantly getting in trouble for this shit.
No, but this is his second in like 2 years.
What didn't the other brother have a problem too once?
I don't know if it was both of them or I don't know. Isn't it always Jimmy?
It was his Jimmy. It wasn't Jay.
Okay, wasn't Jay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jesus.
But like I said, it's a second DUI in like 3 years. So I think now definitely.
Ooh.
I don't think they're gonna let him go, but I think they're gonna definitely say, "Hey, you need to get your shit together." or
Yeah,
rehab, or you're fired.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
going to throw him to Betty Ford. Yeah,
Damn, that sucks, man.
20
That's
grand
a great
a day. 20 grand a day.
Well, fellas, I think that was a phenomenal show. Like I said, we got real at the end. We had a little bit of a shoot at the end. And while people are watching, I do want to announce, hopefully it will happen. I don't know if Ed is still watching, but I want to do kind of a crossover show, as you will, because, you know, the other shows, they review movies, they watch movies, they take deep dives, they talk about them, they do rewatches. We want to do a crossover with Grannies, maybe, whoever. Maybe they come to us, we go to them. I don't know. We haven't decided that yet.
It could be Tanner and Kyle, too, you know.
We don't know. And we can watch the phenomenon known as No Holds Barred, starring Terry Bollea as Rip. Rip 'em. And Tony Lister as Zeus, the human wrecking machine. That's right, R.I.P. Tony Lister.
Right.
So I don't know if we're going to do a Just Two Grannies or a Grannies Too Sweet or what we're going to do yet, but look forward to that.
We're definitely not doing Grannies Too Sweet.
So
Grannies Too Sweet.
And by the way, don't type that in the Google search, guys.
Yes.
You won't like what you find.
You ain't gonna like what you see on that.
Or maybe you will.
If you're into that, there's nothing wrong with that. You know,
I don't know what you're into, but that's nothing wrong with that.
We don't
go ahead.
judge on this show. We don't judge.
So go ahead and type that in tonight and tell us on the next show what you found.
Exactly. So, but we'll let you know. So you guys can hopefully maybe watch the movie also, so you can chime in and we'll talk about the ridiculousness that is that freaking No Holds Barred movie. We'll announce the crossover on both shows. We'll let you guys know. Speaking of the shows, last night we had Empire 161 and Granny's Peach Tea. If you missed it, go on YouTube, go on Pop Culture Pros, watch all those. Obviously tonight's our show. Tomorrow night, this guy, A to Z program. Do we have a special guest, Eric? Are we keeping it a secret, or you don't know yet?
I've been told due to litigation with my lawyers, I can't reveal anything at the moment, but all will be revealed tomorrow.
So and Fracci will allow the show to go on without any problems.
Yeah, actually, HR, who's Jader, actually he renegotiated my deal, so now I have more creative control and free reign on the network than I had before.
Shit, so there it is, creative control, Bert.
So the boss is going to hammer me now with everything.
It's written in his contract. He has creative control over finishes.
I'm just going to get peppered now with you know, Jesus Christ, who the hell watches this show? God, you know,
I smell the deposit screw job. I smell a deposit screw job coming.
I'm telling you.
All right, Erica, we have a good show planned tonight. We're gonna do this. Oh, sorry, brother, it doesn't work for me, man.
Everything's going to go live, and it's going to cut off, and it's going to be some other guy with A to Z initials, like Alvin Zimmerman. Welcome to the A to Z show.
If I see fucking Earl Hebner in the group chat, I'm going to be pissed.
You're dead.
I'm done.
You're going down.
That's what my mother, Erica. I'm not going to screw you. I'm not going to screw you.
I'll call Jerry Briscoe right now, and you know that'll happen.
I don't know especially if Jader's doing your deals. Like I smell something going on. I smell something.
And also, guys, besides YouTube and Facebook, make sure you're also subscribed on Spotify and Anchor. Our podcasts and shows are also available on podcasts and audio streams, so you can listen and keep up on there.
iTunes, everywhere. Anywhere you listen to podcasts, we're there.
We are there. Give us a fair shake. Like, don't be like, okay, so there's this guy with a Yankee hat and this idiot with a tie-dyed shirt, and then this very nice-looking young man, Bert. You know.
Wait, why am I'm the idiot with the Yankee hat? I'm not even wearing a Yankee hat.
No, I said I called myself an idiot. I called you some guy in NWO hat. I'm sorry. Well, look,
no, you said I'm an idiot.
Did I?
I don't know.
I thought I called myself an idiot. An idiot in a tie-dye shirt. I did.
Okay.
I wouldn't call you an idiot. But no, seriously, give us a shot. Give all these shows a shot because there's some. I mean, we're real personalities. We're not just fucking chuckleheads sitting up in the corner of a fucking room up in upstate New York. I mean,
we're trying to have fun. We're trying to entertain you.
Yeah,
we also got 4 quarters with our man Dave, who's missing tonight, and a line who's missing for a long time. We put the milk carton up for the line's picture on it. We don't know where he is, what he's at.
I actually saw his picture today at the post.
He might show up one day. We don't know. Jader and Kyle, who are getting ready. Are they on 49 or are they on 50? I don't know what they're on.
I think they're on 50 because I was.
They're about to approach 50 big shows. So but Kyle's getting ready to make the big move from the FLA to the NYC. He's coming my way. Oh yeah, Kyle's in a lot of trouble.
You got to show him around, Tim.
I'm going to show him around. I'm going to show him. Yeah. Hey, listen, Gia, you can show him all the nice places. You do that, Gia.
You got to give him the real. You got to give him the mean streets. The Scorsese.
You can take him to the part of the Heights where they do all the dancing and the singing. I'm going to take him to the real places.
Let Tim show you. Let Tim show you what's going on, and then Tim is going to let me take you on the subway. That's what we're going to do. We're going to do Eric's subway tour of Brooklyn.
We'll never see Kyle ever again. We'll never see Kyle ever again.
Kyle's going to come back and change. Kyle's going to be a changed man by the time that happens.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be awesome. I came down once to see Tim, and I had the day off, and they were working. I was like, I'm going to go beat around. He's like, okay, just go to your donut shop and get your coffee and get your donuts and come back. And I'm checking in like they're my parents. I had Tim messaging me, Sam asking me where I am. Tim's like, where are you at now? But so then there was like 2 hours or 3 hours. Like that 2 hours. He didn't hear from me. And I was on the subway. I was riding the subways all over the place. But I ended up in, was it Bensonhurst? Where was I?
Let me put it this way. New York City is a pretty safe place now. There's not many neighborhoods that you can actually call bad anymore. But really, Eric found one of them.
I found one of them.
He was in East New York, which you just don't go to.
And I took a picture. You just
don't go there.
I took a selfie of the subway stop, and I took up the steps. He goes, turn around, get on the subway.
Get back on the goddamn train, and get on, and don't go there.
So what did I have to do? I had to go out, and I had to use a bar to take a piss. And then I'm going in all these like convenience stores. And I'm like walking around and stuff. And he's like, are you on the subway? I'm like, no, I'm still up. He goes, Eric, get on the subway, go back to Queens, go to the house. It was fucking awesome. But
when there's only two bad neighborhoods, you find the worst one to get back on the train.
Yeah, get back on the train.
Well, the moral of the story is going to be Kyle moves to New York on July 15th. Kyle moves back to Florida on July 25th because Tim shows him the real New York.
Tim showing him the real deal.
Yeah, Gia can take it to Broadway and Williamsburg and all these fun places.
Oh God, you know what? I would let my kitten walk around Williamsburg. Tim, you got to promise me one thing: do not take him to Peter Pan until I come down to visit.
All right.
Yeah,
I'll make that deal. Because they're already talking about pizza. They're already talking about pizza, and I already said pizza. As far as Queens goes, I live by I think two of the best pizza places in Queens. So if he wants 100%. To try real pizza, he's got to come by us to do the pizza thing.
He's got to go to you for the pizza. There's
then we will take him to Peter Pan. We will take him to Peter Pan when you're ready. Peter Pan's a donut shop, Bert, and it's probably the greatest place on earth.
Oh,
okay.
I'm telling you, if you want your life changed, go there and have a donut.
You will. You'll change religions for those donuts. You'll be like, I'm done. I don't believe in God anymore. I only believe in Peter Pan donuts.
You will.
Exactly what it's to be.
You will worship the cracks on the sidewalk.
I will. We'll try to send you some, but it's hard to be sending donuts through the mail. But maybe we can do that one day.
Maybe we could.
Well, if you overnight them, package them up real good in a cooler, we could probably do that.
Or I might just come up and visit.
Do this. You're always welcome.
Do it.
You're always welcome. Absolutely.
We should have a PCP reunion in New York.
Bambi, you're upstate, Bambi. You can gladly come down and get done. Come with Eric. Get some donuts and go home.
Yeah.
Or get
donuts and come back.
Next time I'm passing through, I will bring you a donut. I guarantee it. I'll bring you guys a dozen donuts.
He will too.
So, all right, guys. Wow, we just went off another tangent. That was awesome again. We're gonna get going, but said next week. I know it's gonna be next week. We're gonna do No Holds Barred. One way or the other, we're going to do a crossover with the other shows. We should do a lot of these crossovers. It'll be a lot of fun. This week on the WWE Network, I am going to give them a free promotion because it's NWO week, all week long. It's going to finish with Kevin Nash is going to be on the Stone Cold podcast, which I am very, very looking forward to. Because look, if there's an honest dude in wrestling, it's Kevin Nash. And you know when he gets a few drinks in him, more and more truth comes out. Bert, you said that before. He has a few drinks. He starts to spill shit.
If he has a glass of red wine with him, forget it. It's over.
Yeah, and Austin makes everybody drink during the show.
Oh, yeah.
So, and I said his one story becomes, oh yeah, I told you this, but I didn't tell you this. Every one of his stories and so yeah. So look for Kevin Nash on Stone Cold Podcast. We'll talk about that next week and all the NWO content. You guys have any last words before we go?
Thank you for joining us. Thank you for watching. Be sure and watch everything else.
Mr.
Stay
Bird.
safe out there.
Oh, yeah, and by the way, I forgot to promote the one show, the flagship. Put it in the books. Now I'm gonna get fired now for that one. Thanks a lot, guys.
No, he's gonna blame it on me somehow, and that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, Eric said don't mention the Put It in the Book show. I mentioned it anyway. Look for that show Wednesday or Thursday, starring the Boss Steve, Farachi, Keith, and Rodriguez. The other shows look out for tomorrow night, A to Z. I might make a little appearance on that show. We'll see. I'll do my best. All right, guys. You may not like us, but learn to love us. For the best thing going today. Peace out, guys.
Sweet.